On November 12, 2024, as the sun set over Delhi, the city's evening bustle was shattered by a devastating explosion in a crowded market. What began as an ordinary day, filled with the familiar sounds of vendors and shoppers, was suddenly transformed into a scene of chaos and fear. The blast struck at the very heart of daily life. Families, students, and workers were all caught in the chaos. In an instant, the market's vibrant energy was replaced by confusion, terror, and the desperate cries of those searching for loved ones. In seconds, the ordinary became horrific. Smoke, panic, and destruction replaced the city's familiar rhythms. Stalls were overturned, debris littered the streets, and the air was thick with fear and uncertainty as people scrambled for safety. The attack was a calculated strike, designed to instill fear and disrupt Delhi's vibrant spirit. Security forces rushed to the scene, cordoning off the area and beginning their investigation, while the city struggled to comprehend the scale of the tragedy. News of the explosion spread rapidly, carried by frantic phone calls and breaking news alerts. Each update deepened the city's collective grief and anxiety, as families waited anxiously for word about their loved ones. The blast was more than just a headline. It became a personal tragedy for countless families and a shared trauma for the entire city. Vigils were held, and communities came together to mourn, support one another, and try to make sense of the senseless violence. It forced Delhi to confront its vulnerability and the forces that threaten its unity. The city's resilience was tested as people grappled with fear, uncertainty, and the challenge of moving forward in the aftermath. 1 year later, the memory of that day remains etched in every Delhiite's mind, a reminder of both the fragility of peace and the enduring strength of a city determined to heal and stand together. Chaos erupted instantly after the explosion. Smoke, dust, and cries filled the air, shattering the ordinary rhythm of the city. In a matter of seconds, the familiar streets were transformed into a scene of confusion and fear as people tried to make sense of what had just happened. The market, once bustling with life and color, was now a landscape of devastation. Stalls lay in ruins, debris scattered everywhere, and the air was thick with the scent of burning and dust. Survivors, dazed and injured, scrambled for safety or searched desperately for loved ones. Some called out names, hoping for a response, while others clung to each other, trying to find comfort amid the chaos. First responders, police, fire, and ambulance crews rushed in, navigating rubble to rescue the trapped and injured. Their training kicked in as they worked quickly, coordinating efforts and calling for backup. Ordinary citizens became heroes, clearing debris, offering aid, and turning vehicles into makeshift ambulances. Strangers banded together, improvising stretchers and carrying the wounded to safety, their courage shining through the uncertainty. Hospitals were overwhelmed as doctors and nurses worked tirelessly, prioritizing the most critical cases. The corridors echoed with urgent voices and the sounds of hurried footsteps, as medical teams did everything they could to save lives. Off-duty medical staff returned to help, and emergency rooms overflowed with the wounded. Volunteers arrived, offering water, blankets, and comfort to those waiting for news of their loved ones. The city's response was a race against time, with every second crucial to saving lives. Sirens wailed through the streets as rescue teams worked tirelessly, determined not to leave anyone behind. In those first moments, Delhi's compassion and resilience shone through the darkness as neighbors, strangers, and officials united in the face of tragedy, refusing to let fear define them. Eyewitnesses recall the horror with vivid detail. A fruit vendor thrown to the ground, a student ducking as cafe windows shattered, a mother separated from her child in the chaos. The market's familiar sounds were replaced by screams and sirens. Civilians pulled strangers from debris, guided the injured to safety, and comforted the terrified. Police struggled to maintain order while helping desperate families search for loved ones. Amidst the devastation, small moments of relief, like a mother finding her child, offered hope. These stories reveal the deep emotional scars left by the attack. The trauma went far beyond physical wounds, leaving lasting psychological marks on survivors. Investigators launched a massive probe, with the National Investigation Agency and Delhi Police's special cell leading the charge. Forensic teams scoured the blast site for clues, piecing together fragments to identify the bomb's signature. Cyber experts analyzed hours of CCTV footage and mobile data, tracking suspicious movements and communications. Intelligence agencies explored links to known terror groups, but no one claimed responsibility, complicating the search. Security was heightened nationwide, and the public was urged to stay vigilant. The investigation became a complex puzzle, demanding patience and coordination across agencies. The goal: bring the perpetrators to justice and prevent future tragedies. The 2024 blast reopened old wounds, echoing the 2005 and 2008 attacks that scarred Delhi. In 2005, bombs tore through markets just before Diwali, killing over 60 and injuring hundreds. Lashkar-e-Taiba was blamed. The 2008 serial blasts struck commercial hubs, killing dozens and injuring many more, with the Indian Mujahideen claiming responsibility. These attacks targeted crowded markets, aiming to maximize casualties and spread fear. The pattern is chilling. Terror strikes at the heart of daily life, disrupting the city's rhythm. Each tragedy has tested Delhi's resilience, but the city has refused to be broken. The pain lingers, but so does the determination to stand united. The 2024 blast is the latest chapter in a painful, ongoing struggle. The 2024 blast also revived memories of the 2011 Delhi High Court bombing, a direct attack on the justice system that shook the nation to its core. For many, the echoes of that day still linger, a painful reminder of how vulnerable even the most secure institutions can be. That explosion killed 17 and injured 76, targeting a symbol of the state and spreading fear among citizens. The aftermath was filled with chaos, grief, and a sense of disbelief that such violence could strike at the heart of justice. Families mourned, and the city grappled with the reality of its own fragility. The 2011 attack forced a security overhaul at public institutions, turning open spaces into fortresses. Metal detectors, armed guards, and strict entry protocols became the new normal, changing the way people interacted with these places. The sense of openness and trust was replaced by caution and suspicion. Both market and institutional attacks reveal the evolving tactics of terror groups. They adapt, seeking new ways to exploit vulnerabilities, whether in crowded marketplaces or within the walls of government buildings. Each incident forces authorities to rethink their strategies and stay one step ahead. No place feels completely safe. Markets, courts, and daily routines are all vulnerable. The fear seeps into everyday life, making people more alert, but also more anxious. The city's rhythm is disrupted, and a sense of uncertainty lingers in the air. Each tragedy leaves deep scars, not just on victims, but on the city's collective psyche. Communities come together to mourn and support one another, but the pain and trauma are slow to heal. The memories of loss and fear become part of the city's story. The 2024 blast is a stark reminder of the persistent threat and the human cost of violence. It shows how, despite all precautions, the risk remains, and the impact is felt by everyone: families, communities, and the entire city. Remembering these events helps us understand the challenges ahead and the need for vigilance. Only by learning from the past can we hope to build a safer future, where such tragedies become less frequent and resilience triumphs over fear. After the blast, Delhi's atmosphere changed. Fear and caution replaced the city's usual vibrancy. Security measures intensified. More police, checkpoints, and thorough bag checks became routine. Crowded places saw fewer visitors, and daily life was tinged with anxiety. The city felt under siege, with public spaces transformed by visible security. economic and social life suffered as people avoided markets and gatherings. The psychological impact was profound. Even small noises could trigger panic. Delhiites adapted, balancing freedom with the need for safety. The new normal is a city forever changed, its innocence lost, but its resilience intact. The blast's psychological wounds run deep. Survivors and families struggle with trauma, anxiety, and PTSD. The entire city experienced collective grief as graphic images and stories flooded homes and social media. Parents became more protective, and everyday routines were shadowed by fear. Mental health support became crucial, but demand far outstripped supply. Many suffered in silence, highlighting gaps in public health and the stigma around mental illness. The anniversary of the blast brings renewed pain as memories resurface. The true cost of terror is measured not just in casualties, but in the lingering fear and broken sense of security. Delhi's recovery is ongoing, with psychological scars that may never fully heal. Amidst tragedy, Delhi's spirit of unity and resilience shone brighter than ever. Strangers became saviors, donating blood, offering shelter, and supporting victims' families. Religious institutions opened their doors, and volunteers organized relief efforts citywide. Social media was used constructively to coordinate help and share verified information. Shopkeepers and citizens vowed to return to normalcy, reopening markets as acts of defiance. The city's determination sent a clear message. Fear would not dictate life in Delhi. The scars remain, but so does the unbreakable spirit of its people. Delhi mourns together, rebuilds together, and stands together. The spirit of Delhi endures. Hope and humanity will never be extinguished.